What's up, guys? This is Clinton MMA. I go by Clinton. Hope you guys again to tune in. I had to get this off my mind. I've been contemplating on the past few days on if I should release this content, talk about the whole 311 situation with Islam and Reynado. I have a few takes, and I have a few takes about other things that's been going on, especially the GFL, whatever it's called, GFL, and the whole Connor McGregor and Logan Paul situation. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Welcome. I hope you guys subscribe, like, share, anything possible to support my page and enjoy this journey with me. This is gonna be my first real content on this page, and all right, let's get started. Here are my takes. These are some casual takes. These are some just things that's been boggling my mind lately, and I could be wrong. I could be really crazy, but is it me or is Islam's chin is getting weaker? What I'm scared for is that sooner or later he's gonna meet his match, and it might be Ilya, Taporia, because the way I seen him, even with that flurry from Reynado, it still kind of dropped Islam, and it was like a flash drop. I don't even want to call it a flash drop. It was just like a little nip on the chin, and then his just knees just a little buckle. You know what I mean? A little buckle hit the floor, and he came right back up. But that happened with him. That happened with Martino at 192, and also there is an argument between the Volk knockdown in the fifth round between Volk and Islam one. But sooner or later he's gonna meet his striking match, and these darts chokes are not gonna get easier to get on people. Only reason why I think it was easier for Reynaldo because Reynaldo wasn't training for Islam. He was training for whoever he was training. Oh, for Benil Dariush. Sorry, I had a brain fart. He was training for Benil Dariush. He wasn't training for Islam. I think if Reynaldo had a second time go against Islam, he'd probably do better at this time. Because it's not like Reynaldo is not. He is a great fighter. He is top 10 in the rankings right now. But when it comes to Reynaldo, I think he needs to put a little bit more. I don't want to say effort. Like yes, he needs that extra edge. I think he could have gotten out of that Dars before the Dars was threatened, but I think he was trying to feel out Islam. These are just my humble opinions, dude. I could be completely wrong, but this is how I was seeing 311, the main event, why it was going on. Um, so yeah, so I think Reynaldo, if he gets another chance, he will be better, and I think he could show some type of threat to Islam. But I can't see Armin beating Islam the way how Islam just easily dominated Reynaldo. But he only dominated due to he felt threatened when he got clipped. That's the way I see it. He went straight for the double leg. Um, he once he felt that little buckle, he had to go to Dad's plan. Khabib's dad's plan is takedowns, wrestle. Use your strength. And once he felt that he couldn't stand against him, he got taken down. So that is my take for 311 when it comes to Islam. I think sooner or later someone's gonna touch that chin hard enough where he is gonna get knocked out. There's been a lot of knockdowns and TKOs, well, one TKO and a flash knockdowns from the controversial Volk one and this one right now, Reynado. I can't remember if there was any others. I just remember those two. Well, three. Okay, so let's talk about this GFL. I'll be honest with you. I did not see the draft. I just seen basically the images GFL was releasing, and it made it really unattractive to me. So there was these clips that was going around on Instagram and on TikTok of the GFL, right? So it was like the 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 athletes were wearing this vest with like a dot on it, like a cyborg dot. And if to me it felt weird because it was AI pictures on these vests. So it was like Tyrone Woodley, but it was like AI Tyrone Woodley. It wasn't like the real Tyrone Woodley. Then you have Yoel Romero not looking like Yoel Romero. Then you have Tony Ferguson looking like an evil Tony Ferguson, and a Paige Van Zandt looking like Paige Van Zandt. She's easy to draw, but that's just my whole opinion. But other than that, right? To me, that just was just like wildly unattractive. And secondary, did y'all see is just a whole bunch of just ex UFC fighters, and there's like some like sprinkle of like people I never heard of, right? And probably some fresh knees and some fresh hands and some fresh faces, but mainly a lot of vets from the UFC. I gotta look deep into it to see who owns this or who are the owners of GFL. Is this like something from like Mark Hunt or something like that? Because it's wild how Holly Holm just got released from the UFC and then she went to GFL, and then now you got Yoel Romero that just fought in Dirty Boxing for Mike Perry, and then now he's in GFL. And then you got Chad Mendes, and then you got Woodley, you got Tony Ferguson. Like, who runs GFL? I gotta look into this because this is quite interesting. That's one thing that's interesting. Who's running GFL? I gotta see. Then there's Luke Rockhold in the GFL. I was like surprised when I seen Luke Rockhold. So that's another one. I guess it just to me personally came out of nowhere. Like, I heard a sprinkle of GFL, like, but I'm like, what the hell is GFL? But this is gonna be interesting to see when it escalates more and when it gets more like promotion and more marketing behind it. But that little intro with the vest and the little like light on the vest and the AI imaging, that just, to be honest, that doesn't do it for me at all. That does not say, oh my god, this is interesting. Like, that just seems to me was just corny. You should have just kept it simple. The fans are already attracted to the vets anyway, especially regular casual fans like myself and the people who grew up from like 2010, 2009 and up, etc. with the sport. So I wish they didn't do that. But other than that, so I seen that they separating on teams. So we have Team Miami, Team New York, Team London, Team Dubai. Like, so what I'm thinking is it gonna be like Team Dubai versus Team New York? The heavyweight from Team Dubai is facing the heavyweight of Team New York. They're facing together for like, what's the outcome of that? I should watch the draft. I'm gonna go watch the draft after this. I'm gonna watch the draft and really get in tune to what's happening over there. To be honest, once I seen those vests, I lost interest instantly. I lost so much interest. But I seen Tony Ferguson's face, and then I seen Holly Holm. I'm like, oh, then Woodley. So Woodley's coming back. Like, why Woodley can't just stay Woodley, retired Woodley? Why he wants to keep diminishing his name, bro? When Woodley retired, he was one of my favorite fighters. I don't care what anyone say. I feel like he still should be mentioned right next to Kamaru Usman. He should be mentioned because Woodley was one of the greats at the welterweight division. So it's like, why you keep doing this to yourself? And I understand it's probably a money thing and it's probably a legacy thing, etc. Getting knocked out by Jake Paul, but still, I don't think Woodley should do this. That's just my humble, casual opinion. All right. So about the whole team situation, I wonder how that's gonna work. I wonder what's gonna happen there. What is it, like a finals or something? I gotta find out more about this. This is really weird. This is almost like the PFL with the whole finals, like how the PFL is trying to make it like become like this like Grand Prix, or that's like the Bellator when they try to have like these ranked competitions. I really don't know. It's real confusing when they don't try to keep it as simple as possible. They try to find ways to attract fans and attract consumers, etc. And I understand that you gotta jump out of what's normal and it was normal promotion, normal marketing to attract. But I don't think this, to me, that doesn't seem cool. I feel like they should have done that maybe after the announcement and getting people to watch the fights, then start throwing that promotion and that marketing, putting the vest on, making teams. Come out with a banger fight first. You know what I mean? Come out with like Yoel Romero versus who's on Team New York that could fight Yoel Romero. Well, anybody, right? Like, it should have been something like that. and then started a whole marketing and promotion behind Team Miami versus Team New York. Well, that's just my opinion, man. I glimpsed at it and I had to talk about it. I couldn't watch a 3 hour draft about something that looked horrible from the beginning. It just didn't catch my interest. So we all seen what happened between Connor, Logan Paul, and Jake Paul and that whole fiasco. Connor is in trouble. To me, seeing him talk like that with Jake Paul from the past years, how really Connor wasn't really paying no mind to Jake's call outs, to Logan's call outs, to the trash talking. Like you'll see like a little sprinkle of Connor talking shit, but it mainly more came from Logan and the whole Paul, Logan Paul, Jake Paul scenario over there. Like they were the ones who mainly was trying to get Connor into the ring. Now that they bumped heads on the back of a bus, now Connor's yapping. So he desperately needs this money. I think those lawyer fees are hitting him hard. I think everything that is tumbling down around him, he can't save, so he needs to save it with some additional money because he's spending money on lawyers and spending on stuff that he's been trying to save. So he probably needs to save that Lamborghini boat. Maybe he doesn't care about the Lamborghini boat. Maybe he does. But him acting that way, maybe I'm not gonna say I'm worried for him. It shows signs of desperate. Like that's something Jake should do to you on the back of a bus, like trying to talk to you about fighting. It shouldn't be the other way around, knowing that you're the money bag. Jake Paul's a money bag too in his own realm. Connor's a different entity, right? You know what I mean? Like he just brings a different aura to the sport, so it attracts more. I don't think that's gonna look entirely bad. And if they try to twist it in any way, say they do happen, say the fight does happen, Jake Paul could be like, "Yo, you were begging me for a fight." Then say if Connor gets knocked out by Jake, there goes his legacy. Like Connor has like this much left to hold them together in any combat sport, especially in the UFC. Because little by little, we're forgetting about Connor. It doesn't matter he was the first double champ. Doesn't matter that he knocked out Jose Aldo. Doesn't matter he knocked out Eddie Alvarez. Doesn't matter that he caught Floyd Mayweather with a mean uppercut. It's not gonna matter anymore. The years are flying by, and you're getting more losses from inside the ring, outside the ring, inside the octagon, outside the octagon. You are losing, even though you are winning when it comes to money. That's what we all want. It's money, right? But as a fan aspect, you are losing the fans and you are losing the possibility of ever coming back to the sport to a full crowd that you used to walk out to. So, in that aspect, I think Connor needs to fucking chill. He needs to fall back. He needs to come back to the UFC, not try to fight Logan Paul or Jake Paul. Stick to your word to fighting Michael Chandler, right? Then he mentioned something, and you know what Connor does. Connor always throws a month out there, like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming back in this month," and then it never happens. So he did mention November, right? So I wonder who he's gonna fight in November. I guess it might be Michael Chandler. He needs to keep his word towards Michael Chandler, and he needs to fight Michael Chandler. But say if he doesn't fight Michael Chandler, it's either Justin Gagey or Jorge Masvidal, because Jorge Masvidal is supposed to come back in March, but there's no news about that. So hopefully maybe that could be one of the two. But Michael Chandler looked like it's gonna probably be the possibility. But this whole Connor situation, looking desperate to fight Jake Paul or fight Logan Paul, it was mad cringy, like so cringy. Like it was like, oh, like I used to like him, and little by little it's just like going down, going down. Like the only thing he's good for is shadow boxing and press conferences. Like I didn't want to see him fight. I just want to hear him talk. That's really about it. He should be a commentator. He should be a commentator for Ireland or a commentator for bare knuckle boxing. He should stay at bare knuckle boxing too. Like he's doing his persona in bare knuckle boxing fits so much more as of Connor now He should stay on that side. He should retire from UFC. If he doesn't fight Chandler or anybody and nothing happens, he should just leave the UFC entirely and focus on bare knuckle boxing. I'm sorry for jumping, but I just remembered about bare knuckle. Connor's a part of bare knuckle now too as well. He might as well just keep his focus on that side and forget about the UFC. But hey, that is my take for the day. It's been taking me a while to even sit down and even talk about it. You know, I am a family man. I do work a lot, so when I do make content and I do spit out my ideas and spit out my opinions, sometimes that I have to do it in an instant. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, especially for 311. One thing about Kevin Holland about 311, I don't know what's going on with Kevin Holland. This is my take on Kevin Holland. It's gonna be a quick one. Kevin Holland does not care. He just cares about getting a money bag. He don't care if he gets submitted. He don't care if he gets knocked out. He don't care about really much about anything. And he even mentioned in the interview, like, hey, you just come here to get a check and la da da da. Like, sooner or later, that's going to become less entertaining. Like, dude, we liked you when you were winning and talking shit. Now that you're losing and talking shit, does not make sense. And then you going after like Rampage Jackson like that for really like no reason at all. Like that's like mad cringy, Kevin Holland. Like that's like really cringy, bro. Like get some W's before you start talking shit.